Hello YouTube, this is Mahadev the Thunder Wizard. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, you see the link down there in the right hand corner, thunderwizard.com. Please check that out. That's where you get access to many of the elite tools and services that I make available for you to help yourself evolve. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. Solar flash is here. It's a series of solar waves. We are in the midst of it. The world is completely shifting. And I'm here to tell you that the 3D experiment of human life time has run out. You must choose 3D or 5D. Only you can make the shift. Nobody is going to do it for you. People can help. Other humans can help. Higher dimensional beings can help. Deities can help. The earth herself can help. But they cannot do it for you. You must do the work. You must not only be, look, there isn't anybody watching this who doesn't want 3D to come to an end and 5D to come. There isn't anybody who doesn't want all of the benefits of 5D. So what are some of the benefits that we hear about 5D? Listen, what I'm saying now isn't my personal experience. I'm going to tell you my personal experience of 5D, but what we're told is that 5D will be a shift, a frequency and energetic shift where we will shift up to a higher dimensional human existence, perhaps a less physical, more spiritual, more of a crystallized energy existence. We will no longer be ruled by our physical survival fears and needs. There will no longer be anger, violence, narcissistic abuse. Everybody will have access in 5D, will have access to their emotions and will be aware of their unconscious issues. Everybody will see themselves in everything and everybody else. No longer will anybody be isolated from anybody else. No longer will people push you away. No longer will you push people away from you. There will be a feeling of love and connection on a level that we only dream about. There will be an end to physical illness, that human beings will be so connected to themselves on an emotional level that they will know what imbalance within them might be causing their pain. I'm seeing here that there isn't any data coming through, so let me give it a second to see if it comes in. There it goes, okay. So people will be able to heal themselves. There will be no need for medicine, those kinds of things. We will have access to higher dimensional planes of existence that we can travel to physically. We can travel to in our astral bodies. There will be no more war. There will be no more police. There will be no more violence. There will be no more money. There will be no more debt. There will be no more enslaving of people by having to have a job in order to pay for housing that somebody else owns. There will be no more bank loans or car loans. There will be no more pollution because we will have access to the technology that we humans already have, zero-point technology. It will be beyond what we can imagine. But we have to take responsibility to be able to make that shift. The shift will not come if we don't take the actions. Listen, I've been on this planet I'm just going to be, in about a month, I'll be 60. Hard to believe. In about a month, I'll be 60 years old. I've been on this planet a long time. I've been in 12-step recovery for 41 years. I have been in some kind of spiritual practice for even longer than that. I've been doing esoteric meditations, again, for, 30, 40 years. I've been on this whole other level of interacting on a higher dimensional level because I reached out and asked for higher dimensional beings to physically interact with me and contact me, and I was successful. And I've had that going on for over a year now. And here's what I've seen in myself, as well as in every other person in 3D. The people who do not take the actions to take full responsibility for themselves, to understand that only they can choose to change themselves, those are the only people who evolve. And the people who don't evolve are people who at some point refuse to take action, don't reach out and ask for help if they realize they can't take action. They don't reach out and ask for help. And they carry a victim mentality that says, it's your fault I'm this way. If you were different, I would be happier. People who talk about escaping the matrix, I've been saying this for years, even before I believed in any 5D shift, but it's still true. People who talk about how horrible it is to live here and how they want out of this 5D prison. And, for instance, a while back, people were saying that the exit to the matrix was at the North Pole. It was a physical exit. If you could get to the North Pole, you could physically go through this exit and it would take you out of the matrix. Of course, none of those people were booking any, boat trips up to the North Pole. I've said it before, but if I thought that there was a physical gate exiting 3D at the North Pole, you can be damn sure that I would get to the North Pole or die trying. So this is how I know people aren't serious. You can't make, because the North Pole is not on a continent. If you're lucky, it's on an ice shelf or it's in the middle of an ocean, the North Pole. So if you have a victim mentality and you believe that you believe that this evil 3D matrix, and I'm not going to argue with you, this evil 3D matrix is damaging to you and painful, and it is a prison. I'm not going to argue with any of that. But if you know where the physical exit is and you're not willing to do whatever the hell it takes to get there, then you don't believe it. It means you want to be a victim. And unfortunately, there's no way out of a victim mentality. Nobody will be able to save you. No person, no God. No God can save you. And no light being, no ET can save you. And as you know, I don't believe in negative ETs. I don't believe in evil aliens. My personal experience has proven to me that every single extraterrestrial light being that is coming to Earth is what we would experience as an angel, because they're in a higher dimension and they're the most loving. And bear in mind, there are trillions, I don't know how many, tens of thousands, millions, it's got to be in the millions. I don't know how many, but there is a lot of higher dimensional beings that are completely surrounding Earth outside of our dimension. And they are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, contacting and interacting with any human that reaches out to them in ways they may not even understand. There are people who are having an awakening within them. They're having a Kundalini experience. They're awakening to the lies. They're understanding things like, holy crap, what the hell just happened on Maui? That seems way too coincidental. Holy crap, what the hell just happened with houses blowing up? I mean, there are houses, I don't know if you know this. I kid you not, I just found this out because I heard of one house blowing up spontaneously in Pennsylvania. And I started looking for more, and all of these houses, from local news stations, all over the country are spontaneously blowing up. It's a little too convenient. There's a directed energy lab on Maui overlooking Lahaina. I don't know if you knew that. I'm not saying anything. I don't have any evidence, but that's pretty gosh darn coincidental. So I'm not saying that there isn't an evil matrix here. But I'm here to tell you that, in my experience, the only people who evolve are the people who make the decision. And I'm going to share with you again, my new hero, Joe Dispenza. He was doing. I'm not saying verbatim how it went. This is how I remember the story. You can probably find it on YouTube. He was doing his thing, teaching people how to tap into the pineal glands because they're healing. They're healing themselves of cancer, blindness, muscular dystrophy, I don't know, all kinds of horrible diseases. They're healing themselves by meditation. And his is to tap into the pineal gland, which is absolutely right. The pineal gland, which if you do the Warrior 90-Day Challenge, you are also. Especially if you do the Mao Shan. Especially if you do this one. If you go to maoshan.thunderwizard.com, if you do that practice, I guarantee you will be opening up your pineal. By the way, if you're new to the channel, I don't take any questions. I don't recommend you leave comments for this very reason. You say there is exit in Gotland in the Baltic Sea. It's an old church. I don't believe you. Why aren't you there now? I don't think you believe it, because if you did, you would have gone there, you would have exited, and you would have come back. Since that hasn't happened, I know you don't believe it. So don't waste your time with that nonsense. We don't do that on this channel. Welcome to the channel. I recommend you spend time watching the videos before you comment. Anyway, that's what I just said earlier. No, I mean, if somebody says that, you can be guaranteed they haven't gone through it. You read it somewhere, you choose to believe it, but you don't really believe it, because if you did, you would have gone there already. Maybe I'm different. I would have. If I believed that there was an exodus in some church in Gotland, you can be damn sure I would do whatever the hell I had to do to get on a plane or a boat to get there. All right, let's see. So these higher dimensional beings, millions of them surrounding Earth, are 24/7 making themselves available. And the story I was about to share, you've heard me share it before. Joe Dispenza is teaching people how to meditate to open up their pineal gland and to heal themselves. And as he's doing this, he sees these beings. The way I remember him describing is that there's these large beings, 9-10 feet tall, lining the walls. And somebody else notices, do you see those? And he asks them, I assume in meditation, why don't you come and join us? And they said, we want to, but we can't. Because if we were to lower our vibration to your level, it would be damaging to us. And we love ourselves too much to hurt ourselves that way. But, they said, if you can meet us halfway, if you can raise your vibration up and meet us halfway, we will meet you in the middle. And when that happened, he said all kinds of crazy things started happening, and people, were lying on, I don't know, cots or something, and their legs were coming up, and their bones were being like reset, and bodies, like something looked like out of The Exorcist or something like that. It's because they chose to up their vibration. So you must do that. Because here's the thing. The solar flash is already here. And here's my experience. My experience is that I have a lot of things, feelings going through me, but a lot of time the feelings that I have are anxiety, fear. Sometimes I'll be moody, and then I'll stop and I will just breathe. And those negative feelings will turn into a state of bliss. But I can go back and forth depending on where I put my focus and my energy. That is an action. Now here's the problem. This three-dimensional experiment has come to an unexpected crashing end. I'm not completely clear on this. Here's what I think might be going on. But thousands of years ago, these same light beings who are now here waiting for people to interact with them, if you want to know what that is, you can do the interdimensional meditation, which you can find on my channel. By the way, if you're new to the channel, go to my channel page, Thunder Wizard DOTCOM on YouTube, and click on the playlists and click on the free guided interdimensional meditations. You want to have the same experience as me? Don't take my word for it. Go do it yourself. But thousands of years ago, actually throughout the history of human beings, but thousands of years ago, these higher dimensional beings actually came down to earth in various forms. And they taught human beings spiritual practices. Kundalini yoga is one of them. Mantra is another one. Runes is another one. I know, that's shocking. Runes came from ETs. I know because I was taught by one who taught me some runes, how to chant them. You know, some of these beings were shape-shifting serpents. You know, where do you think the biblical myth of the serpent came from? And what did the serpent say? Adam and Eve were trapped in this little zoo that Jehovah had put them in. They were trapped in the matrix. Jehovah's the ego. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Jehovah's the ego. They were trapped in their ego. And a serpent came. Because the ego, the Jehovah said, you can have anything you want except for the knowledge of yourself. You cannot have knowledge of yourself. If you try to find out about yourself, I will be furious with you. It's the one thing you cannot do. The apple, you know, you eat the apple, you will become aware. So what happens? The serpent comes to Eve and he says, why does the ego, Jehovah, tell you not to eat from the fruit of knowledge, the fruit of eternal life? Why does he do that? I mean, if you eat that, you'll become like him. To which point Eve ate the apple. Now, the rest of the myth is written that they're kicked out of paradise and they're put into hell, and that's so that that religion can control you. But who was the being? It was a serpent. Serpents, there's a planet out there of very highly evolved Naga beings who, in their original form, they look exactly like cobras. They're like, you know, I don't know how tall they are. They're like taller than people. And they have this blue electric light that goes through them. There are yogis that have seen them and communicated with them and talked with them. And they were able to shapeshift into humans. And these were the Sapta Rishis. These were the teachers of yoga. These were aliens. These were ETs. And according to Vedic history, the people started to be intimidated by the Nagas because the people couldn't be controlled because the Kundalini awakening was making them unable to be controlled by politicians and people in power. And so the people in power ganged up on the ETs and drove them out, drove them off the planet. Now the ETs, of course, could have lasered them to death, but they said, okay, you guys want us out, we'll leave. It's your planet. We're just here to help. They left. But those beings are still around. And they're still here wanting to help you. But they can't if you don't do the work. If you don't do the practice, they can't help you. If you don't make the commitment to get out of your victim mentality, no beings can help you. Nobody can help you if you don't do the work. And the work is very simple. And there's all different ways to do it. I teach you very specific ways. Go up here to thunderwizard.com, subscribe to the Warrior 90-day Lightning Qigong. When you do, you will see, where is it? When you do, you will see, sorry, I'm trying to find the screenshot. When you do, you will see little boxes that say Lightning Qigong 90 Day. If you click on that, you'll see all of the videos for the Warrior 90 Day Lightning Qigong. I guarantee you, you will have an experience. I guarantee you things will shift if you follow my directions. I guarantee it. I don't guarantee what the experience will be. It may be unpleasant, but look, we have to be willing to do the unpleasant thing. The only reason why people don't take action to evolve is very simple. It's frightening and painful. And people don't want to do things that are difficult and painful. You know, you're going against everything in your third dimensional mind that's telling you what you need to do to survive in the third dimension. And if you do everything that your third dimensional mind tells you to survive in the third dimension, you'll stay in the third dimension. And I don't recommend that. So as much as everything in the universe is extremely, extremely desirous, will give you every tool possible. If you don't take it and you don't take action on it, nothing will happen. I've seen that over and over again. And it doesn't matter how much external pressure. I've seen people who have had, you know, just decades of external pressure being put on them. Here's a very simple thing, do this. Here you need to do this. Here you need to leave your abusive husband. You need to stop drinking alcohol. You need, you know, and they just can't do it. And it's not that it's difficult. You know, stopping drinking is very simple, but, you know, it's very challenging. Leaving your abusive husband, pretty simple. You just pack a bag and leave, but it's very challenging. People don't make the change unless they absolutely have to. I've been very lucky. Every single one of my family members, I'm the last surviving one, I think. There's a 2% chance my brother's still alive somewhere, but I doubt it. Every single one of my family members succumbed to the third dimension and died a horrible death. Every single one of them. And it's because they didn't. Now, I was not, the people in my family did not, they loved me, but they were very abusive to me. And one of the main reasons they were abusive to me was because at an early age, I started doing 12-step recovery. And I started doing spiritual practices. And I started taking action to change my life, and they did not like that. It threatened the hell out of them. And they abused the crap out of me, psychologically, emotionally, and in my brother's case, you know, a little bit of physical abuse. And all of them, you know, their resistance to their growth, I wouldn't want to have died their way. It wasn't pretty. I've been very lucky because of the reasons I can't talk about for anonymity, the reasons why I got into 12-step recovery. I had a proverbial gun to my head. If I didn't get into recovery, I was going to die. And staying in recovery for 41 years has been incredibly difficult. So there's nobody out there listening to me who can come to me and tell me that I don't understand what they're going through. You can't possibly know what I've been through for 41 years and the daily commitment that I've had to make. So I'm lucky. If I didn't take the actions, I'd be dead. The people who aren't as lucky are people who have the pain within them and who want to change but can't bring themselves to take the actions. And the worst part is it won't kill them right away. So they can spend decades living in their pain and justifying it. And I have nothing but sadness for that. I have empathy for that because I'm lucky. I would have been dead probably at 20 years old. Either, as bullet to the head or knife to the chest or, rope to the neck or needle in the neck, something. I would have been dead. I guarantee you. I wouldn't have survived. And the battle that I've had to wage to keep not only my sanity, but to evolve evolutionarily, psychologically, and spiritually. Nobody can come to me and tell me that I don't know what difficulty is. So I come to you pleading, because the majority of you who fall into that category, not those of you who are doing the work, you know who you are. You know the ones that are every day getting up and, doing the 90-day challenge. You're the ones getting up every day and going to some 12-step group. You're the ones every day getting up and doing your own meditation. Maybe you're doing something altogether different. You're doing yoga, Tai Chi, or I don't know what you're doing. You're getting up and you're giving back to the world. You know who you are. And those of you who are struggling, you don't have a gun to your head. You're not going to die tomorrow, but you're in a lot of pain. You have a lot of sadness, a lot of anger. You've been abused. Life has abused you. People have abused you. You've tried to change yourself and you just can't bring yourself to do it. You try and it doesn't work. You have it harder than I do. I've learned. I'm lucky enough that I've learned how to face that demon down on a daily basis. When I wake up in the morning and that pain and that self-devaluation is waiting for me. As soon as I wake up and open my eyes and it wants to tell me what a loser I am, how I'll never accomplish this, I'll never do that, nobody loves you, who the hell do you think you are? It's the kind of shit I grew up with. When I wake up to that demon, I know how to face him down. And the way I face him down is I do the practices every day. And I do it no matter how I feel. Those of you who keep asking me, how do I overcome my fear? How do I overcome my resistance? I never told you that you had to overcome anything. I never told you had to get rid of any feeling. I haven't. The only thing that I've done different than you is that I take those actions that you won't take. And the difference is I evolve. I evolve spiritually, energetically, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And people who don't take the difficult actions. And what I mean by that is getting up every day and doing the Warrior 90-Day Challenge. Getting up every day and going to a 7 o'clock Narcotics Anonymous meeting or Codependence Anonymous or Marijuana Anonymous meeting, getting up every day and getting on the yoga mat and doing your meditation and doing your mantra, whatever it is that you do, get up every day and you do it. No matter what feelings you have. When you are miserable at your work and you want to be a musician, for example, and your parents have told you you can't be a musician, it's a waste of time. The world has told you you can't be a musician, it's a waste of time. Your job has told you if you don't show up and work 40 hours a week at this shitty job and bust your ass, destroying your soul. I know because I've been there. Destroying your soul every day in that fucking cubicle, doing whatever bullshit job it is that you never wanted to do, but you have to do because you have to pay the bills and you've got kids now. Maybe you're a single mom. I don't know. Maybe you're married. I don't know. You got all kinds of shit you got to do. And that demon wakes up and says, just have a big ass cup of coffee, smoke a couple of cigarettes, eat a donut, and then, get on your phone and look at this and play that game, and then go to that shitty fucking job, and then hate it, but you'll have enough money to survive. And tomorrow I'll pick up that flute or that guitar or whatever, and I'll do that thing that makes me so happy, but I can't do it. And the thought of it tears me up, and I don't understand. Why is it whenever I go and I play that musical instrument, why do I feel so scared? Why do I feel so guilty? Why do I feel like I'm such a bad person? Why do I feel like somehow I'm hurting the world whenever I operate from my soul? And then there are people that come to you and they say, who do you think you are? How dare you? You're so full of yourself. This isn't about you. You have responsibilities. You're just going to go and tramps off and just be yourself in the world? That's not how the world works. Who the hell do you think you are? Why don't you have another kid? Go mop the floor. Get up off your ass and do what you're supposed to do. Listen, when you've got some spare time, then you can go play that. The person who survives is the person who says, I don't know where the money's going to come from, but my soul is telling me I need to be a musician. I need to be a dancer. I need to be a surfer. I need to be a spiritual teacher. I need to be a healer. I need to be a yoga teacher. I need to be an artist. And everything and everybody will tell you not to do it. And everything inside of you will tell you not to do it. And it'll make you feel guilty. It'll tell you, how dare you? How dare you shine your light in the world? How dare you? Don't you know you're hurting us every time you focus on shining your light in the world? How dare you? Go have another kid. Go get a job. It's going to be tougher for you to do what I did. I didn't have a choice. If I didn't start this channel, I'd be dead. If I didn't get into recovery, I'd be dead. If I didn't start a theater company back in my 20s and, in Hollywood, I would have been dead. If I didn't make these videos, I'd be dead. I have a gun to my head. I have something in me that devalues me so badly that if I don't take action on my soul, I will be dead. That's why I'm here. Entire focus of my life. The entire focus of my waking life when I'm not surfing, when I'm not doing my meditations, the rest of that time is spent thinking and planning how I can get tools to people so that they can evolve. It's the entire focus of my existence. I don't have a choice. If I don't do it, I'm dead. And the sad part is you think you have a choice. Because if you don't do it, you'll be okay tomorrow. You won't be dead tomorrow. It'll just be the same sort of slowly grinding dullness and pain and misery. And so it's so much harder for you. But time is come to an end. It's over. 3D's over. Maui is just the beginning. Ukraine is just the beginning. There's more of that shit to come. Pandemic, just the beginning. Those who stay in 3D, that's what you get to look forward to. More of that. It's only going to get worse. 5D is because the universe has said, all right, listen, these guys should have figured this out thousands of years ago. We should be thousands of years ahead of where we are. This shift that is happening now, this solar flash that is hitting us, if we had followed the timeline we were supposed to follow, every single person on the planet would be shifting up right now. It would be, everybody would know about it. We would be ready for it. We would be on the verge of becoming an intergalactic society of unbelievable proportions. But we didn't do that. Our timeline went another way. Among other things, the Abrahamic religions came along and told people that you must worship your ego, and how dare you eat the fruit of life and become like God. And then empires came to be where people became enslaved. And a ruling party of narcissists eventually took over the whole planet as they are now. And now they're in the process of seeking to create, reduce the population and create a slave race. Their plan is to take everybody off of the planet and put them in orbit to go to work, while the powers that be get to go down to Earth and enjoy it like their own private national park. And so this is an escape hatch. You know, the universe is going to do what it did, but instead of the whole Earth shifting up, there's going to be a part of it that'll shift down. Now, I could be wrong about that, but I've been given some pretty clear information coming from higher dimensional sources saying there's going to be a split. What's happening right now is going to continue, which is the 3D and 5D mindset is going to begin to start pulling itself apart. And you're either going to shift more toward, you're either going to awaken and do the work and shift towards 5D, or you're going to go down to 3D. The elites know this is coming. They haven't found it out spiritually. They found it out through technology. But from their perspective, they know that there's going to be a big, what they believe to be a big event, an apocalypse. They think the world is going to be destroyed. The truth is, their world is going to be destroyed. And the people who get their information spiritually know that the shift is going to be a shift into heaven. And since we as a species are not where we are supposed to be, which would, if we had followed what was the original plan for us, our plan, by the way, we created it. The original time we had followed that, we would all be in this state where the entire world would be shifting up. It would be a celebration. It would be unbelievable. It would be amazing. But instead, it's going to be a rescue effort. And the light beings, the ETs that are here that just barely shifted out of our dimension, they're all around you. If you're watching this video, they are standing right next to you, listening to you. They're connected to you. They see you. They feel you. They can't help you if you don't take the actions. There's all kinds of ways to do it. I've given you all of them. There's all of these links here, thunderwizard.com, courses.thunderwizard.com. I've got my books where I tell you what's coming up, what to do. I've given you the free tools, the Hul breath, the Huad breath, the Awakening the Immortals Qigong, the guided interdimensional meditations. I'm not the only game in town. There's therapy. There's 12-step groups. There's Tai Chi. There's meditative disciplines that all force you to take action. The easiest way, in my experience, is to shift your body up, and your consciousness has to follow. So you do the Awakening the Immortals, you do the Lightning Qigong, whatever it is, the subscription, if you can unsubscribe whenever you want, or the free stuff. You do that, you'll start to have a shift inside. Your body will start to shift and change, and then the emotions will follow, and all kinds of negative emotions will come up, and you'll have to release those. If you do the 90-day challenge, you will have to, you will be able to connect with the chi energy, which will shift you up, which will connect you to a loving energy, which will fight against the self-devaluation, the feeling you're no good, you're worthless, nobody loves you. The energy of Mother Earth and the energy of the plants and just the air around you will let you know that you're loved. The Kundalini, which is the fifth dimensional energy of consciousness, will rise up your spine and begin to open up your chakras, and you'll begin to awaken and see yourself as more than a 3D being. And then this is the only place you can find it, as far as I know, is right here, the lightning center of the heart, which only the Mao Shan guys knew about. That is the most powerful energy against negativity. That will course through your body, and you will be able to face, you will have to face the negativity within yourself, and you'll also have the ability to face down evil spirit beings. But that's not the only path. But you have to do something. So that's it. It's my message for you. You know, I could be wrong about all this. I don't think it's possible based on the evidence that I've seen, the irrefutable evidence that has come to me from my experiences with higher dimensional beings, which my 3D brain keeps trying to talk me out of, but I just can't deny it anymore. And then, you know, the things they told me were going to happen have started happening. They told me this a couple weeks ago. I said, you know, I'm using my words, but they said the shit's going to hit the fan. Watch what, don't get scared, but it's all coming down. And then all of a sudden, we've got these unbelievable weather events in the United States, unprecedented fires in Canada, and the tornadoes have never stopped. They've been going on ever since the, you know, from spring until now. There's been no, tornadoes haven't stopped. There's been flooding. You know, we've got the Maui fires, which, you know, we've got wars going on. This is just the beginning. So, do whatever you got to do, but take that action. Make it a daily thing. Be willing to wake up every single day and face down that demon that says, how dare you bite that apple? How dare you let your light shine? How dare you go after what makes you happy? Who do you think you are? Face that demon down. And the way to face that demon down is to do that action. Go and put out that yoga mat and meditate. Go and do the spirit fighting. Go and do the lightning qigong. Go to your 12-step meeting. Go to your meditation practice every single day and take the action to do the opposite of what your 3D self-devaluing mind is telling you to do. Do the opposite of what mainstream media is telling you to do. Do the opposite. Do the thing that you're most frightened of. Start that business. Because in 5D, you know, I made a video just, I don't know, maybe it was the last one. Guaranteed Path to Enlightenment. Go watch that video. That is going to be the path that everybody will be living in 5D. They won't need to force themselves to do it. You're an infinite soul that wants extreme bliss and joy in 3D. You chose to incarnate on 5D Earth. The multiverse sees your soul as God and must obey you. The multiverse must obey the desires of your soul. Your only task on 5D Earth is to determine your true soul desire. Once you discover your soul's desire, you must take all actions to accomplish your desire, or you will be unhappy. People won't be unhappy in 5D. They'll do it naturally. But you have this demon called the 3D ego mind that says, who the fuck do you think you are? You sit in that bed and you feel like shit for another hour. You try and go to bed. Here's some pills. Here's some alcohol. Here, wake and bake. Why don't you smoke this when you wake? Who the fuck do you think you are? All right, now get up off your ass. Go drink some coffee, eat a donut, and get to work. Go be of value to somebody. Go sell widgets and rip off old people. Go and work at a gas station. Go work at Wall Street. Go do that thing you can't fucking stand. You have to put on, you know, the braces on your hand because you have so much tendonitis because your hands hate having to go and click on those mouse buttons. Go get up off your ass and do that shit. Who the hell do you think you are? Face down that demon and say, you know what? I'm not playing this game anymore. I don't give a shit how much money I'm in debt. I don't give a shit how much money I owe. I don't give a shit how much the you know, my mortgage is. I don't care anymore. I'm going to live for my soul. And what I want to do is I want to make music. I want to make art. I want to make something beautiful. I want to sing. I want to live. I want to hike in the forest. I want to surf. I want to travel the world. I want to do something that makes my soul happy. And it's going to be the most difficult thing you've ever done. And people around you will say, what the fuck are you doing? Who the fuck do you think you are? How dare you? You're so full of yourself. Look at you, you're so full of yourself. People are going to say that shit to you. And you're going to want them to love you. You're going to want them to accept you. And you're going to have to do the most difficult thing you've ever done, which is to say, I love you, but I'm going to do what my soul wants. And you can be upset about it if you want. I can't stop you, but I'm not going to interact with you anymore. I'm going to listen to my soul. And if you want to come along, you'll have to listen to your soul too. And those are the people who are going. Those people will shift up. You're having difficulty? The most powerful thing I can recommend that you do is do some interdimensional meditation. You can Google CE5 protocols, or you can do the guided interdimensional meditations on this channel. And then listen to them. They'll tell you. Don't take my word for it. They will tell you how amazing and beautiful and wonderful you are, and they will tell you how much they appreciate when you let your soul shine. They will tell you, be that beautiful person, be that king or that queen or that empress. Go and be that. I'm here for you. The whole universe is here for you. And when you vibrate on that level, when the time comes, we'll all shift up. And the world will be filled with the people who listened to their soul and didn't listen to the demon of devaluation. But until that happens, you're going to have to get yourself out, because the people who are the victims, some of the people who are the most vocal about this 5D shifter who are coming, who want to talk about how victimized they are, they're going to still be talking about the Matrix is on Gotland Island somewhere or at the North Pole. And if we could, you know, they're still going to be saying the same shit they're saying now. It's got nothing to do with being in the New Age, let's escape the matrix and 5D, and people who believe in the solar flash, that isn't going to save you. It's going to be, are you acting on the frequency of your soul? That's how we bring this 5D earth, and it's coming. And it's coming with or without us. Ideally, it was supposed to be all of us bringing it, but now it's going to come with or without us. All right, so that's it. I just had this on my heart today, and I really wanted to share that with you. So, the most frustrating thing for me, the saddest thing for me, is not being able to help people take the actions. It's the saddest part. If I could do it for you, I would. If I could go in and flip a switch in you to take the actions to take you out of your pain, I would do it. But I can't. Nobody can. God can't do it. Nobody can do that. The most powerful beings in existence that I've come to, they can't do it. They can't even reach you. You can't even see them or feel them if you don't do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. So if you love me and you love my channel, please do something. Go onto the playlist and do the free stuff. Go and do the 90-day challenge, and you can unsubscribe if it doesn't work for you. But if you really love what I'm doing on my channel, the best way to thank me is to go do the work and be happy. All right, that's it. You know the drill. I'll see you guys next time.